Advertising effectiveness is the next topic that we have to learn. So the company, the management has spent a lot of amount on heavy advertising, right? Huge amounts are being spent here. So they need to know how successful is the advertising program, right? Since huge amounts are spent and we're doing advertising so that we can reach large number of people and more people consume the products, all right, the market share improves. So that is why we're doing advertisements, and we have to check whether the advertisements were effective, right? So for that, there are two methods. One is pre-test and the other one is post-test, all right? So we can first see the pre-test methods. That is, what does pre mean? Something before. So here pre-tests are tests made before the ad copy is published or released. So before it is released, before the advertisement is released or published, all those tests that is used to check the effectiveness of advertisement are called as pre-test, and it is also called as copy testing. All right. So in pre-testing also they evaluate before publishing or releasing the advertisement. They'll just take a few number of customers and evaluate their response towards that advertisement. All right, whether they were able to understand the message that is being conveyed through the advertisement. Only if after such a pilot study, only then we'll be able to know whether whether it will be effective, whether when you publish it in the media it will be effective, or else that amount used for publishing will also become a waste, right? So that is why we do pre-test. And in that, the first method is consumer jury method. In this method, the so-called potential buyers or prospective buyers or buyers who we expect will buy the product are asked to rate the advertisement. All right, such a group of consumers are asked to rate the advertisement, and then they have to rank the advertisement according to their order of preference. All right, according to their individual interest, they are asked to give ranks to the advertisements. All right, and then for this, a small questionnaire is prepared, and where they are asked to rank the uh, advertisements, and the advertisement copy scoring high points will be selected. All right, so here it is in just what we have to focus is that here what happens, they are asked to rate the advertisements or rank various advertisements according to their order of preference, according to their individual interest. They asked to give them an order of preference or rank them. So that happens in consumer jury method. The second one is portfolio test. So in this portfolio test method, a group of customers are given advertisement copies, or like you can call portfolios, simultaneously, and they're asked whether they can remember the ads, all right, whether those ads are striking in their minds, and if it does strike in their minds, if they are able to remember them, that shows the effectiveness of the ad message. So this is what happens in the portfolio test. How well you can remember the advertisements, how catchy the message is. All such things can be evaluated using portfolio test. The next is qualitative research. Now here focus groups. Focus groups is small group, and they are given, the small group is given a topic to discuss. Okay, and we can evaluate their reactions. How do they react to it? All right, they might contribute some suggestions to it. So, through a discussion, we get to know what they think about the product. So, it is just a small group, to discuss about it, to collect their ideas. What do those people think about something? That is what's for focus groups, or it could be depth interviews. All right, a detailed interview to retrieve information from the consumers to get what do they think about the product. So this group will give us sometimes positive feedback, or it could be something negative about the advertisement. So we get a lot of suggestions for improvement and all such things from these focus groups. The next method is theater persuasion test. Now, here what happens is that a group of consumers are invited to a theater. Okay, it could be a sample size of 250 to 500 participants are invited. All right, and they are asked to enter the theater, and they're told that a lucky draw sort of thing will be conducted. And after the lucky draw, they'll get some gifts. So they'll be given a product preference list, and they'll be asked which product will do you prefer to win. All right, when you win the lucky draw, which product do you prefer to get? So they will mark all those things in the product preference list. In addition, they will also mark the demographic data. What are demographic data? Like they in the questionnaire you might see, or in that list you might see questions relating to what is your age, what is your gender, what is your occupation, what is your income. So such questions you might see there. Those are demographic data, demographic variables. So that is also collected along with asking them what is your product preference list when you win the lucky draw. Which product do you prefer to win? And then after collecting that first list, they're asked to sit in the theater and view a commercial. All right, a commercial, an advertisement video is asked to be viewed by them. And again, a second form is asked to be filled by them. And again, a lucky draw can be conducted, and which is that product which you now prefer to win. All right. So you might see that the consumers might change their preference list. Okay, that shows the impact of the commercial that they saw in the theater. That shows their reaction, interest towards the commercial, how well the commercial was able to persuade them. All right. So if there is a change in the product list after seeing the commercial, you can understand that has the commercial how has the commercial created an impact in their minds. All right, how effective was the commercial, the advertisement? So it's just like before seeing the commercial, what was your reaction? How did you make a preference list? And after seeing the commercial, how did you make a preference list? So if there is a change after them watching the viewing the commercial, it means that some of the advertisements were effective, some of them were not effective. So you can get to know their reactions, their interest, how well the advertisement message was able to convey the message. That is the theater persuasion test. Just we're looking before and after. All right, after viewing the commercial, what is their change in their minds? All right. Next is mechanical test. In this test, the consumers are exposed to an advertisement. They're asked to watch an advertisement. And while they watch it, we look at their eye movements, their gestures, all right, they respond, different kinds of, non-verbal communication or responses, right? What is their reaction on their face, especially? All right. Then do they tell something? What do you see on there? What are the movements you see? Whether you see they're excited to watch the advertisement, all right? Such reactions, all right, that is which are non-verbal, their gestures and such things are viewed, and we can use mechanical devices like taxotoscope, psychogalvanometer, moving cameras, etc., for observing their reactions. So this helps us to know whether the advertisement was a catchy one. All right, we can determine the attention catching ability of the advertisement or the ad copy. So we are just looking at how do they react, their eye movements, their face expressions, how exciting were they, curious about the advertisement, whether you can see a positivity in their minds, etc. Let us go through some of the post-test methods. So post-test methods are conducted after publishing the advertisement, that is after spending money to publish the advertisement. So even after publishing, we need to know how effective was the advertisement. We need to test the effectiveness of the advertisement. So for that, we have 5 methods, and in that the first one is recognition test. So in this test, the consumers are asked to recognize the ads in the magazine that they have earlier seen, all right, how fast they're able to recognize the ads. And if they are able to recognize it easily, it shows that the advertisements were very attractive, it was very catchy, and the advertisements had a more influence on them than the competitors' advertisements, were more influential on the consumers than the competitors' advertisements. So how well they recognize the advertisement is checked in the recognition test. The second is real test, and real test is also called as recall test, and we check the memory. It's something based on the memory, how they are able to recall the message. So here a survey can be taken, and based on the opinion of the consumers, we can get to know that how well how well the advertisement was able to convey the message, or which is that advertisement medium which most of them preferred, a larger group of consumers preferred. So such a survey will help them to get to know how well they were able to recall the advertisement message. All right. Next is awareness test. Here we're going to see how how much they're aware about the brand, the trademark, such things. All right. So are they aware about it? Are they aware about the brand, the trademark? And if they are, it shows that they do like the product, they do like the advertisement. It shows the advertisement was something which is favoring the product. All right, it is effective, in short, you can say, if they are able to get to know about the brand, or if they are aware of, yeah, there is a brand like this, and if they are aware, it shows how effective the advertisement is. Next is opinion research. In opinion research, people are just asked to express their opinions about the ad program. And if they say that it was attractive, all right, it was quite convincing, then we can understand that the ad program is quite effective. So we are just, trying to know the opinions of consumers. We're asking them to express their opinions. And then comes association test. In association test, we ask them about a slogan shown in the ad message, or some common sentence which is expressed or told in the advertisement or shown in the advertisement, and if they are able to repeat that, it shows, or tell that sentence correctly or exactly, it shows the influence of the advertisement. So that is association test.